Hello there, this is Cheryl, Lentz, Independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, winging it on Wednesday. I literally am winging it today because I have a shaker card that I wanted to show you. I had one version, I wanted to do a different version, so, and I didn't completely get it made before I came on, so, there we go. So I'm going to show that. So welcome, welcome. You're joining me now, you're joining me later, you're joining me on YouTube, joining me on the blog. I'm happy to have you join me. So I'm using the Piece to You stamp set and I always forget what these are called. Wait a minute. I love these new dies and I can tell you maybe the deckled rectangles, that's what it is, the deckled rectangles. I love, love, love them. It's kind of a cool edge. So, hello, Miss Marie, it's good to see you. So I am going to turn the camera around. My desk is sort of a mess, only because I'm creating. It's not because I'm messy, which, you know, y'all know I am. But I have some things cleaned up a little bit before I go. So I was happy about that. So let me turn the camera around. I'll show you the initial card. I'll show you another one, and then we'll get started here. So turning the camera around. Ta-da. Oops, wait a minute. That's not what I wanted to do. I hit the wrong button. There's too many buttons here. Ta-da. Okay. So close your eyes if this bothers you. We're going to go for a little ride. Here we go. And thank you for excusing me for yesterday. My friend Christy had surgery on her shoulder and she had quite a bit of work done. And so she has been stuck in the house and she was going crazy. Okay, this is the first card that I did. Nice little shaker card. I love these beads. They're called Effervescent Elements. They're in the annual catalog, but they're just totally fun. So I thought this was fun. This is the stamp set, the Piece to You. Love that. But I wanted to do it a little bit different look. Still a shaker card, but a different look. So I decided, I pulled out this morning, some DSP, and this is, of course, I have the thing here, Lights Aglow. So some more Lights Aglow DSP. I wanted it to look like a nighttime sky. So we're using the church stamp, and I decided, now I don't have this all put together right. I decided that we put the DSP on, but I need to have the glue, these strips, the adhesive strips, all the way around. Because of the DSP being a little bit not as thick as regular DSP or a regular cardstock, I needed it to do that. But this is what I'm thinking about doing. And then I didn't add any jewels or anything yet. I don't even have the inside done, but there you go. So what I did is, see that? Gold embossing. So much fun. So I did gold embossing on the church and I did gold embossing on the verse here. So hello, Miss Cindy. So let's get started doing it again. I'll do it again because I didn't get this one put together all the way, and then we'll see what happens. So I started out with just the regular white cardstock, 11 by 4 1/4, scored at 5 1/2. Ta-da. Okay. And then I have my DSP, and I use the deckled rectangle here to cut that out. And this is 5 1/4 by 4. So it's what normally I would have as a layer because it's going to go over the other piece. This is going to go inside. So I have black at 5 1/4 by 4 to go inside, a white. I have 2 white pieces that are 5 by 3 3/4. So this one goes inside here. And here's this one. And then I could have embossed right on here, but I think that weakens the base. I don't like that. So I am going to do the gold embossing on this piece, which is the same as the inside piece. So it's 5 by 3 3/4. And I know when I put this on, I have to put it up higher. The stamp itself is, where did I put it? The stamp itself is right here. Okay. Is wider than what my deckled rectangle is. Okay. So here's the whole stamp. Oop, there we go. So you see that this is narrower. Okay. And down at the bottom is where it's just snow. So I'm cutting out some of the trees, but that gives me kind of a safety zone when I'm stamping on here to know where my adhesive strips are going to go around my opening so you don't see them. So I am going to, let's hope it works this time. I mean, it worked this last time, but I didn't get to finish it because we were doing some other things here too. So I'm stamping this, inking it up with the Versamark. So here we go. Try to get this really good. Inked up with my Versamark pad. Look at how new this looks. Holy cow. We haven't done this in a while. You know that they can look like completely black. They still work, but they can get really discolored. So I'm going to bring this down. And I want to stamp this towards the top. This is going to go over it, and this is just a 1/4 inch larger. See that? So it's going to kind of go around it, but this is going to go to the top, and then side to side, trying to center it a little bit. Hopefully I have it right. Give it a good press. You could do this on the Stamparatus, just to, you know, make sure that you get it all pressed out real well. But I think it worked last time. Let's cross our fingers and hope it works this time. So I'm peeling it off. Versamark is kind of sticky, and it's sticky because you're going to put your embossing powder on it. So I just pour it over, and we have these nice little trays that we had years ago, and then they took them away, but they gave them back. Well, I don't want that in there. There's a little piece of paper in there. Okay, and then I just kind of click it off. The little extra I have in there. And then I'm also going to stamp the verse with Versamark. Silent Night, Holy Night. We're going to do that. And I'm just going to gently put it down. If you push it down too much, it kind of spreads the image. So you just want to, and hopefully I have it even. So it's like, here's where the magic starts. Did I do it right or not? There we go. I think I did it. Okay, yay. All right, so this is what it looks like before you cook it. This is the kind of cooking I like to do personally. I talked to my oldest sister. She's a cook. She likes to cook all the time, so I get to hear about all the recipes that I will never make because I just don't care about cooking that much. So I'm putting it on my heat tool. I put it on all the way, so this will be a little loud. And I kind of hold it in one spot until you see the magic starting. And I'm pretty close to my image. You'll see that the paper will kind of bend a little bit. But what you want to do is melt. See, here's the magic. You want to melt that embossing powder. And then you just kind of, it's like a river flowing. You just kind of move it down as you're melting. So if you have a spot that's not shiny gold, it's not cooked all the way. So you need to go back. If it just looks dark brown, you need to go back and do a little more cooking. And this is so much fun. It's like, we haven't done embossing in class for a while, so this is a class card that we'll do in class. But it's just like, oh my goodness, kind of fun. All right, so now it's all gold. Now I'm going to do my verse. So here we go. Same thing. I just kind of hold it down. And you can tip it back and forth a little bit to make sure that you have it all embossed, that you have it all melted. The embossing powder is all melted. Okay. Ta-da. Not too bad. Sorry. I don't know how loud that is when I'm... Woo. This is warm. That feels good. Okay, so this is what I did. I kind of laid this on here like this. And I'm just centering it on my card base. Okay, and then this is going to go over it. And I want to have this kind of centered over that too. So that's going to work. What I'm going to do is go ahead and glue this down. Now that I know that that opening is going to be in the right spot, I'm just going to glue. Sure. Make me a liar here, my glue. Glue, glue. Come on. All right. This is what I have to do sometimes because I don't cover it up. I'm not good about putting the cover back on. I'm all about right now, get it done. Okay. So I'm just going to center this on the front of my card. Like that. This beautiful image. I didn't use thick white because we have many layers on here, so I don't think that we need to use it for the card base. Sometimes I will use the thick white for card base. And then I'm going to lay this on. I'm not going to glue it on right away because, of course, we have to put our window sheet in there. But what I wanted to do was with a pencil, just kind of mark a little bit here inside on the white part, right? So I know I'm going to put my, excuse me, I'm going to put my adhesive strips right on there. So I'm going to have it down a little bit further because this is right on the edge of the window and I don't want these to show. So I'm just going to go like this and they're straight. So I'm not going to worry about marking it on the embossed area. I'm just going to kind of put it over here and go up. There we go. You want to have these but really close up next to each other so that no matter what kind of what you're using to put inside your shaker card, it won't come out. So there we go. Like that. Excuse me. I have a tickle. Let me get a drink of water here. Oh my goodness. Okay. So yesterday, some of you had seen that my friend Christy had her surgery. So we had the most wonderful day. We went out to lunch. We sat outside and enjoyed the beautiful, beautiful weather. Malaya was happy. She got to sit outside with us. That's our dog. She was thrilled. Okay, there we go. So now I have that thing stuck to my fingers. Okay, so now I have my strips put on here. And I am going to pour my beads on here. Okay, well, before I do that, so this is going to go on top like that. Ta-da, so you don't see it. But along this edge, on the far edge, it's going to go way over here. I'm going to put this on here too. Because I didn't put it all the way around on the sides. I kind of put smaller pieces on, which you can do if you're piecing them, right? Like can use these little pieces. But because it's DSP and it's not as heavy as our regular cardstock, I just felt a little weak. So I want to make sure the edges are nice and firm. So here we go. I'm going to go along this whole side here. Make sure it's good and strong and holds up my card front here. There we go. Okay. So you're actually using like double, but that's okay. We know where you can get more. Okay, so that's going to go like that. Here is this. I have my window sheet cut somewhere. Here it is. So the window sheet I cut at 3 by 4 1/4. So just so you know. So I'm going to pour my little beads in here. That's the fun part. You don't need a whole lot because you don't want it completely, covered up, but they're just so fun. Then I'm going to pull my paper off of the adhesive strips. Come on. I get my nails done tomorrow. Cannot wait. Here we go. There. And one more. They're coming with me. My little beads are coming with me. Oh, I know what I forgot to do. I was gonna, but I don't think it'll show. I was gonna use an eraser to get those off of there, but I don't think that it'll show when I have this on. Let's see here. I can try a little bit there. There we go. Try to blow. Okay. Okay, this time it wasn't family calling. At least it was an unknown caller. All right. So now I'm just going to press along those, the adhesive sheets to make sure my window sheet is stuck on there really good. So I've got my little shaker things ready here. Take the inside out. All right, now we can pull these off. And all I'm going to do is kind of hover this. We're going to have a little hovercraft. I'm going to hover this over the picture, centering it on the card front. And we should be good to go on the front, except for the verse. So here we go. There. So I'm just going to do that. I want to make sure that everything is covered up inside. There we go. Ta-da. So, ta-da. We have all the little beads on there moving around. So it's just like snow, kind of hanging up on there, some areas. Okay, and then my verse, I'm going to steal the one that I just did. So I did this, and then I cut it out with the stitched rectangles. Where is it? Here it is. So that's what I used here. Same thing. I did the embossing, then I cut it out with the stitched rectangles. And that I'm just going to put down flat because we already have kind of a layering. It's a little bit bulky. So this is one of those cards you would either put extra postage on or hand deliver it, which is always nice. And that's going to just center on the bottom here. And then we weren't sure, I don't know what I want to put on for, if it, oh, that's not good. I'm sorry. Look at what I did. I moved it around. Okay. Let it get a little bit pressed in place before you move it. There we go. So now I wanted to have a little bit of like little rhinestones or something. And I think what I might go with are the champagne rhinestones. They're kind of goldy, yellowy color. If we want to put a couple on here and there. I didn't get that real straight, did I? This will have to go to Cindy. Who would I send this one to? I'll have to fix that. I'll have to fix that later. All right, so we're going to put a couple of rhinestones on here just to add a little more sparkle. And it'll draw your line, your eye up. There we go. Maybe we'll put extra on. I just think they're fun. Here we go. Put another one here. So I have 3 down there. 3, 4, 5. There we go. We're going to go up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ta-da. And in the inside, we're just going to put the black layer, the white layer, and I didn't even put my verse on a block here. So that's how behind I was. Peace to you at Christmas. Let's see what's in here. Peace to you at Christmas. That's what we're going to do. Right here. Block. And get this straight. There. We could emboss the inside even. We could be really fancy. Fancy schmancy. So let's see if it works. Okay. So I'm going to lay it out straight here. Hopefully I can get this straight on here. Peace to you at Christmas. There. Now I'll put it in my embossing powder here. I'm just going to scoop it up. Tap it off. There. That will look lovely. All right. Here comes the heat tool again. Won't take too long here. We'll get that done and yahoo! Everybody likes something sparkly at Christmas. So, there we go. It's like magic. It's magic. All right. You don't want to touch that with your finger right away. Let it cool off a bit. I've done that. It's not comfortable. All right. Here we go. I have a little glue on my fingers. So, and I got it right here. So I'm just going to use my little eraser here. Get that off. Okay. All right. Let's glue this inside. There. Ta-da. Lovely. I'm thinking that like a bow or something like that would just be a little too much. I think when you move this around and you see the paper and the gold in the paper, I think if you did a little bit other, more, I think that wouldn't be good. Let me see. I'm getting a weird message on there. Hello, Brenda. But I like the little bit of a couple of the rhinestones on the outside, sparkling, and then the church with all the gold. So here are the two samples. This one I used the iridescent rhinestones on, and it was just plain. So I was thinking if I did it again in this color, I would probably emboss this frame, maybe with the tree embossing folder, something like that. But there we go. There's the two cards today. Two cards, two samples, using this great set again. We did a number of cards. I showed you one with this image, and now with this one. So you're cutting it much narrower than what it is by making room like that. But I think it's pretty. So let me turn the camera around. Hello. Do you love it? You love the black? Yeah, we really, at first I'll tell you the truth, at first I just stamped the image in black and it looked really drab, like it was not good. It was not good at all. And then it was like, okay, gold embossing, let's do a little embossing, it's always fun. So, oh good, Mary, I'm glad that you like it. So that's what I have. The other little item that would be fun would be these swirls. Would be kind of fun to put on there too, but it's pretty busy with everything that's going on anyhow, so I don't think you need to add a lot of extra things. So that's it. That's what I have for you today. I will come on Friday, probably in the morning, because I leave Friday. I leave here at 3 o'clock. And I'm already going to say thank you to Julie and my family, all the people who are picking up the slack while I'm being a bum. And I will be back on the 13th, Sunday the 13th. So we'll be in Paris and then Vienna and having fun. So, yeah. So, and please, thank you for excusing me from yesterday. This is my thing. We have lost so many people in the last year. Time is never wasted on being with the people that you love. So keep that in mind. Things can be put off, other things can be put off, but you can never get back that time with people that you love. So if you have a chance, go and have lunch with your friend, go and have lunch with your family, do something fun. You will never regret that time spent. So thank you so much. Y'all have a great one. I will see you on Friday, probably in the morning. So take care. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.